Also, the critical thing is to understand what you are working on. This is the big picture. When you are given an assignment, or you're involved in a case or a deal or some specialty project, you have to understand that project. So that means asking a lot of questions, doing a lot of research beyond the research that may be assigned to you from the senior lawyer. So an example of that might be you're involved in a financing or a merger and acquisition, and your client is Colorado Widget Company. And the partner or senior associate says, prepare these financing documents, prepare this due diligence project for Colorado Widget Company. You could certainly do that, and you could probably do that based on skills you have from law school or skills you have acquired over the summer. But to understand the big picture, you want to do research on what is it that Colorado Widget Company does. What's their business? What's the competitive landscape? Who are its managers? Who are its investors? Is it public? If it's public, are there institutional investors? If it's private, is it a family business? Is it an emerging company? Is it an established company? Does it have revenue? Does it not have revenue? Does it have profits? If you are dealing in an M&A situation, you should do the same research on the company that might be acquiring or merging with Colorado Widget Company. Understand your client and the adversary or competitor or partner or whatever situation you happen to be in. Also, understand the deal or the case. As a junior associate or summer associate, you will probably be given discrete research projects or discrete drafting projects. So it might be do research on this type of law in this state of Texas or this state of Colorado. That's fine. You can do that work. But what you really have to do is understand why you are doing that work. So going back to our Colorado Widget Company example, you have learned now that it's an M&A transaction with a very large competitor. And the competitor wants to take over Colorado Widget Company. You have to think, why is the competitor acquiring Colorado Widget Company? Does Colorado Widget Company pose a threat? Does Colorado Widget Company have some technology that that competitor needs? Is the competitor looking for some key employees of Colorado Widget Company? What's the size of the deal? It might be a really big deal for Colorado Widget Company, but not a big deal for the competitor. Or it might be more of a merger of equals. Are these public companies? If these are public companies, there's a whole regulatory landscape. Are there going to be antitrust or anti-competitive issues that come down the line? Will there need to be Department of Justice, Hart-Scott-Rodino antitrust filings that come down the line? So even if you don't know what's happening and you're not assigned these type of projects and you don't even understand what the big picture is, right when you're given the assignment, do the research, dig down, and as a senior partner said to me when I was a junior associate, you have to wallow in the law. Wallow in the law like a pig wallows in slop. Get dirty. Really understand the case. Understand the deal. If you're engaged in a litigation project, understand what's at stake. Understand the witnesses. Read depositions, even if it's not part of the assignment that you've been given. The takeaway, big picture. Don't think like a cog in the machine. Think like the machine itself. And you should always be thinking about the big picture as a lawyer. That's where lawyers really earn their money. And that's really what separates a good lawyer from a great lawyer, is not just doing good work, but doing what is not expected, what you were not taught in legal writing. Most of you, although it's been improving, have had a legal writing class where you write 1 or 2 or 3 really big projects. There might be a a research memo or a research paper. There might be an appellate brief, and there might be something else like a summary judgment brief. Now, first of all, they're litigation-oriented for the most part, but not always. And they're totally disconnected with the day-to-day practice of law. Even if you have a litigation practice, the chance of writing an appellate brief or a summary judgment brief is low. It just doesn't happen every day. What are the things that you are probably going to write on a daily basis? See, if you were here in front of me, I would pick on you. You would probably write letters, emails, short memos, short briefs. So you have to understand that your communication style has to be short, to the point, helpful, informative, and then you can expand on it. So if the client is looking for whether a certain type of financing is regulated by a state law, you have to give the answer that says something like, XYZ financing is permissible under Colorado law, the statutory site, or maybe the case, and then you expand on it. You give the answer right up front. You don't show how smart you are by all the analysis and then burying the headline deep in the letter that you write. So short, sweet, effective communication, then expand on it.